This is now 232 extending to autos. Not a good idea?
Horrible idea.
Okay.
On autos, horrible idea for many reasons, one of which is the U.S. is going to argue it's a national security argument. And there is no plausible way that you can argue that an imported Subaru is somehow a national security threat to the United States.
They obviously think they can, though.
Well, I think the issue here is that Trump has found a way for him to raise tariffs without, he thinks, violating the existing rule book. One of the things that he's been complaining about, he and Wilbur Ross have been complaining about how the global rule book constrains the United States' behavior in that tariffs are not how they see it as reciprocal, which is if you have 10%, I'm not allowed, if I'm the United States, to also have 10%. This 232 national security exemption, though, lets you violate existing rules and reset tariffs at whatever level you feel like because you're arguing that you have a national security reason for doing so. But the original intention behind this was that you would have a time of war, and in a time of war, you could, in fact, violate the global rule book. I don't think there's any justification you can come up with for why autos into the United States are somehow a national security threat, but it allows you to have reciprocal tariffs in that sense. The United States can violate its existing rules at 2.5% for autos and 25% for pickup trucks and do whatever they want on autos. So this, for Trump, sounds like a win-win option. He can use whatever he wants, raise tariffs on whatever products he wants, be as protectionist as he would like to be. He thinks it's fantastic. He thinks it's a domestically winning formula for him.
Well, politically, it might be an actual win.
Just thinking about the lack of access to the Chinese market for U.S. trade and services in general, not auto. Since some of the arguments around reciprocity have originated from there, how do you think about that?
Well, so there's several different issues here that get confused all the time, and the Trump administration is very hyper-focused on manufactured goods and the deficit as they see it in manufactured goods. Autos is a big part of the U.S. trade balance in general. And so for Trump, I think when he looks at his domestic constituents, he says, how can I make our numbers in the midterm election look good? I will do what I said, which is I will protect auto workers and auto parts. I will raise tariffs. Fantastic. That's going to solve this problem. Does it fix the services imbalance? He's not interested in services at all. As far as I can tell, not interested at all. Where the U.S. runs a surplus with most countries at the moment. So that's never been part of his objective. He's really interested in manufactured goods and a trade balance only. Now, this makes no sense, of course. Doesn't matter to him. You can't explain things with facts, which is how we've been in this mess on autos in particular. With China, there are other issues as well. It's not just about the trade balance, it's about the domestic economy, how the Chinese economy is structured. That may be going by the wayside as they focus more on the trade balance and whether the Chinese can buy more manufactured goods from the U.S. And having Wilbur Ross go over to China suggests that that is trumping, to use this term, trumping all other concerns at the moment about the structure of the Chinese economy, intellectual property rights violations, et cetera. It's all about manufactured goods deficit.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.